see a video online and think to yourself, hey, I can do that, only to try and for it to turn into one of those embarrassing memes of how I thought it would turn out versus how it actually turned out? Well, you're not alone, because what might seem easy for an expert is often something that requires a wealth of knowledge that, to the expert, is so basic that they take that knowledge for granted, to the point where that knowledge is not even conveyed in the lesson because it's taken as a given. And at the same time, for the novice, that knowledge is so out of reach, they don't even know that they don't know that they don't know it. So how do you go about getting this type of knowledge? Hi, I'm Miri, and in today's video, we're going to explore this question by watching a really popular art instruction video where I'm going to get to ask real questions that a beginner would ask in a segment called True Questions of a Newbie. In order to do this, I'm going to visit my good friend Kirsten Button, and I'm going to ask her my very basic questions. Now, Kirsten is a local artist, and if you've ever seen her work, then you know she is overflowing with talent. No, really, go check out her work via the links provided. She is amazing. Now, in today's video, this is what's going to happen. I'm going to show her this art instruction video by someone whose YouTube channel is called Suraj Fine Arts. And I'm going to ask Kirsten honest to goodness basic questions. Questions that only somebody who doesn't actually know how to paint might ask. Questions that are so basic that a real painter has probably forgotten that these were once upon a time real questions. Now, we all know curiosity kills the cat, and I am unfortunately a very curious cat. So in this video, I muse about a potential follow-up that will probably embarrass me thoroughly. And I promise, if I get enough likes and comments from this video, I will follow through with those musings and embarrass myself for your amusement. So, like, comment, subscribe, you know the deal. Anyway, let's get this lesson started. All right, so the video we're watching is going to be this abstract landscape painting demo, although I don't really understand why he's calling it abstract, because it's just technique, right? It's not actually abstract in the end. So what I'd like to ask you about as we go through is, what are the decisions that the artist is making behind everything that they do? So I understand here he's just kind of laying the color palette down, right? He's just going light for the sky, darker as you get towards the horizon, and then like the ground level, and then the reflections will be dark. So that's brown, not black yet. Okay.
It's brown, yeah.
The orange and the yellows are above the line, and the reds and the browns, the full-on pure color red is below.
Yeah, but I'm not so sure that's that important.
Okay.
Yeah.
Would you do that if you were just doing this on your own, or would you only do that if you're doing a tutorial, these lines?
I would, good question. I would probably give myself the horizon line.
Okay.
Just for confidence sake, but I wouldn't need that.
You wouldn't need
I think he's
choice.
doing it for his students. Just
For his
to go,
students,
okay
okay.
guys, this is where we're headed. Just for confidence sake, so you don't sort of get to that point and go, panic,
yeah.
Go.
Okay. Right, so now he's just trying to lay coverage over the canvas, is that right?
Yeah.
Now, I noticed he goes down a little bit, and then he brings, so he's still got red on his knife, and then he still goes and does the sky. Is that just to bring a darkness to the sky that wasn't otherwise going to be there?
Yeah, just to get that bit of variation, you know, just to have those touches of the colour repeated again in different places, so that it gives more interest. You don't just want orange. You don't want just bands like that.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
So the technique then, the decision in the technique would be a little bit here, a little bit there, and then come back up so that the knife is actually dirty.
Yes.
Okay.
Dirty's a good word.
Yeah, and the so now he's using a brush. So the knife, as you were saying before, was...
Yeah, well, he wanted to spread it on, but he didn't want to blend the colours too much.
Okay.
So the brush is going to give more of a soft blend.
So did he actually put more, I wasn't paying attention at the time, but did he actually put more paint at the bottom? Because he's actually covered everything at the bottom with the brush.
You know what? I couldn't tell you because I wasn't paying attention either.
Right,
okay. I looked up and all of a sudden it's all covered.
Okay, well we can go back at the beginning, so like at the end.
Did, yeah.
Because that's covered, but then this bit isn't, so that these bands that he started with are thicker.
Yeah, just as his brush goes off shot as well, it's possible that he's getting a bit of water. because
yeah. Oh, because this is acrylic.
Yeah, exactly. So and a little bit of extra water does really beautiful blending.
Okay.
So every so often I noticed it goes. See where it went?
Okay, yeah. Oh, really? Oh, and then it's even cut.
Yeah,
there.
It's been cut. Well, he's picked up some more paint.
So he's now picked up more paint.
Could have even brushed off excess paint over to the side. And
right.
Because that's sort of critical. How much paint's on your brush.
So blending technique is definitely a technique.
Yes.
Now you did mention before that he left the white so that when he applies the white later, like now.
Yeah. Well, he's got some white paint on the raw background, white on white.
Right.
Which is good because if it was all yellow and he put white on, it's going to blend in. He's not going to get that nice.
Get the pure white.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, I see. Okay, so look, he's making it lighter, but then on the edges, this is just artistic. Is it? To know what it looks like, or are there rules behind like how to make a skyline?
No, there's really not, and that's one of the problems in trying to teach art because a lot of it is up to your intuition.
But I don't know what my intuition is supposed to be telling me at this point. That's the problem.
That's where experience comes in.
Well,
that's why it's hard for the novice to then make those decisions.
Or understand what to do if it doesn't.
But if he does have a photo off camera
offside, that's what,
that stimulates his intuition. So he doesn't need to rely on that so much. You can look at the picture and go, okay, that should be lighter. I'm going to follow the picture.
So that's going to be for the trees, and it's okay to leave the sort of the globs of
they're going to disappear.
Paint.
Well, actually, he's going to use the globs to blend as well.
Oh, is that okay?
So it's okay if he's got...
Okay, so now he's using like a red on his brush to get that, but because it's blending in with a thick orange, it's kind of diffusing. Softening a bit.
Yeah.
Okay.
That blob should disappear. There it goes.
Okay, I see. Oh, and then he makes it a taller tree at that point to get rid of the excess. Is that it?
It really doesn't matter if there's a taller tree there, does it?
No, it doesn't.
It's not important.
No.
The size of your trees.
So then, so he actually has decided that, because I would have just assumed that you would have done sort of like light and shadow, right? The light is coming from the background, so therefore everything on the outside or on the is darker. But there he made the red tree darker on that side in the middle.
Yeah.
And that's what you were saying before. Was for the unpredictability.
And also that he's suggesting through all these sort of semi-abstract marks that there's depth there, that there are trees behind trees and in between trees, and we don't know ourselves exactly where they are.
That's so interesting.
So he's allowing for that, the mind to then say, oh, there must be more trees in there. There's more going on.
Okay.
It's an impressionist style picture rather than an abstract.
Right. Okay, what is he doing now? Oh, okay, he's laying
with his black.
That's black, and that lays. Wow, look, that's a light touch. Boy, that's scary.
See how he just lifts it?
Oh, I see. Okay, so he just sort of let the tip go down on that, and that's how he got that little thing in the background.
Yeah.
And now he's doing the trunks.
Yeah, so this is going to be the foreground trees.
So look at that. Okay, so he started some of those on that side, and some of them are in front. Okay, that's interesting.
But we'll see if he finishes it that way too, or if he's going to jump that gap as well.
So because this is a backlit picture, the darker stuff is in the front.
Correct. And it's a silhouette.
It's a silhouette.
Nice.
No, he's maintaining that on the other side.
But that little strip there we've established is probably important to give it that extra sense of depth.
Oh, so
otherwise if it's all just black at the front, but that extra bit there.
Yeah. Okay. So he kind of went over it. So why did he brush down? Was that to create more sort of wispy tree line?
Yeah, he needed to thicken that up a bit because when you see a reflection, you'll have a bit of an area which is not distinct in its detail.
Okay.
So he's just brought that down a little bit.
Okay.
He just wasn't quite thick enough, so he's decided to.
So that's why he moved the brush down rather than continue with the dotting.
Which is suggestive of the reflection anyway, so that it fits in.
Yeah, so what's he doing now? He's putting in...
Yeah, so he's putting in some really thick impasto here. Impasto is in textured paint because he wants to punch out these clouds. We don't want to blob like ice cream on there. You need to have some of it blended and some of it coming forward. Okay, and so the thickness here is coming forward again in this? Yeah, definitely. But it's really making this a focus. Like to have such thick white paint through there. Yeah. It's the feature of his piece. Yeah. The rest is just... Right, okay.
Well, that's the thing though with this style though. It's never going to be, nothing's perfect, which makes it perfect.
Exactly. Well, the impressionist thing is that the mind will sort out all the details.
So
the further
how do
you
you
go back, the more it makes sense.
So how do you decide that?
If it makes sense or not, or if it's going to look good when you go back. Yeah.
My God, the mind really does play tricks on you, doesn't it?
It sure does. That's art. It's illusion. I say that to my students all the time. We're going to do magic tricks.
Yes, I know, but you have to know what you're doing in order to do those magic tricks.
Yeah, which is why, this video, it doesn't have voiceover.
No,
which
it
makes
doesn't.
it a very interesting proposition for a student to then try and emulate what he's done without knowing exactly how he's applying
or why
he's applying, why he made the decision to put some shadows on one side and not the other. So yes, for a logical step-by-step process, that would be a little bit complicated.
God, I'd love to try this.
I'd love to see you try this.
It would be interesting. I don't think.
What do you think? You reckon you can do it?
No.
Why?
But I
Why
think
not?
it'd be really fun to try, and I think trying it would really highlight the decisions the novice actually has to make, as opposed to the expert who's just like, oh yeah, you know what? I didn't even think why would he do that? Like, I would just do that naturally, kind of thing. So yeah, maybe
I could.
Maybe you'll coach me through this.
Coach you through it.
And we'll give it a go. And
so that's part 2.
Part 2 sounds good.
See you there.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you so much for this. It really helps understand the decisions that an artist has to make, which you can only learn by experience and gain that wisdom. So thank you very much. If you haven't checked out her stuff, do check her website. We'll put all the details in the comments, in the description, so you can do that. And like, subscribe, all that. And see you in the next video. Happy creating.
Bye.